Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Gray Board Gamer here with
Michael Lorenzo.
And today we are unboxing
Gatefall. Chapter 1. Fantasy versus post-apocalyptic.
That is a mouthful.
Yes.
So it says here that Gatefall is a strategic miniatures game, and it uses deck building, resource management. So basically you're fighting with these two factions in this one, which is fantasy and post-apocalyptic characters. That is hard to say.
It's in the title.
I know it's in the title, but man, it's tough to say. And it says on the back that you have an arena mode where you can play up to 7 players. And it says on the back we have big minis. So we're going to have some minis to look at here. I mean, let me flip this around and you can see on the back.
Actual size.
It says actual size, so it should be actual size. So we should have a mini about that tall. So, and we have the Kickstarter exclusive since it's a Kickstarter and I get too many Kickstarters. So,
is there such thing?
Yeah, probably. So we'll start with the base. I'll put this off to the side for now.
And you're trusting me with the razor blade and your game.
Well, I know you take care of your games. You wouldn't go rogue and all of a sudden start
slicing and dicing.
Yeah. I would just have to sit here and cry because you do have a razor. It's not like I'm gonna grab you. Oh, this shrink is.
High quality shrink.
It's defeated even the razor blade man here.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Come on, Dan. What is this?
This is embarrassing.
Well, it's not my game, so I didn't want to like yank on the plastic and possibly mar the side of the box.
Is that what we're going to say? All right. So let's see what we got for box art here. I see they're going with almost like a Borderlands style art. And the color palette's a little bit more muted than what Borderlands is, but...
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, I think I see the theme right away, post-apocalyptic fantasy, because it looks like we got basically Gandalf, and then a dwarf, and then a dog, and like a rabbit person.
He's got dual lever side draft carburetors there on him or something.
He does. That dog ain't messing around. That's a cyborg dog. And then a guy looks like he's straight out of Fallout. So there's a lot going on here.
Sweet.
It says it's from Jack Dyer Studios, a board game by Jack Dyer, art by Alexei Konev. If those are pronounced incorrectly, apologies. That's probably too big for me to leave on the table right now. And if that glare doesn't come across on the overhead, you can see that there are really big miniatures in here.
Let's get the overhead there.
Let me see if there's a way. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
This will come off. There we go. We'll put you off to the side also. And those are big miniatures.
I would not say those are minis.
Those are, we'll call them figures. Action figures. Those are quite large. So we'll start with the small ones and work our way up.
Cool.
So we have our carbureted dog. I guess or are those speakers?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Exhaust ports.
It looks just like a vest that he has on there. So you can show that little guy over there on the close-up. And they can see the details and let them decide what those things are on the side of them. We may see something in the rule book when we're going through it that lets us know.
Cool.
So we'll go with the wizard next. These things aren't light either. You can see on the bottom, those were printed. You can see the rings from the 3D printing. So I have to take a close-up look. And old man, take my glasses off here.
Are those resin, maybe?
Yeah, I think they might be. Don't see too many lines, though, so...
Yeah, if it's a dip resin.
Although it looks like there's a mold seam on there, though, to me. On the sleeves, doesn't it look like a mold sleeve? Seam?
It does look like it a little bit on that one.
So maybe maybe the base is printed and they were put on the bases. That might be it, because if you look at the bottom of this one, after we check out the wizard, those are some big figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if we look on the bottom here, you can see the spots where his feet are going in. So maybe they just printed the bases for him, and maybe these are molded. Because, yeah, there's a lot of detail. He's even got the little, like, rash marks on his skin.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, there are mold seams here, so these were molded. There's a pretty big seam around where they attached his head.
Well, if anything, the figures are pretty cool.
They
Very highly
definitely-
detailed, too.
I mean, to their credit, it's a little bit easier to get some high details in there
When they're bigger.
when they're much bigger. Like this guy's the little ridges in the water bottles and stuff hanging off to the side.
Little Donnie Darko helmet going on there.
Yeah, definitely took advantage of the large size of these to go ahead and really put a lot of interesting stuff on them as far as detail goes. I don't know if I'm going to jump into painting these right away because it's a little intimidating stuff this size, a little less forgiving, easier to see the errors.
Very true.
We'll graduate to these, later on in life. It's like the people that paint those large busts, and they do these beautiful skin tones and stuff that I have no idea. I mean, I watch them do it, and I still have no idea how they do it. It's like, nah, it doesn't work when I do it. It's because they have a lot of skill. We got this guy's straight out of Borderlands, too. Seems like it, at least. The style.
Welding helmet on there.
And then I got the big guy here. Oh, this dude's been putting in some work here. There's he's got like a cooking pot with body parts on the back here. And that club is great. It's just swords stuck through a big piece of wood and bound together. That'll be fun to check out up close.
Yeah, this guy is pretty big and heavy. This is like Cthulhu Wars heavy.
Yeah, that's exactly the size of these things, yeah.
Alright, I'll show you. Put this guy in the middle of everything so you can see the size difference there.
These are just some wooden cylinders. There's no real need to show those up close on camera. So we'll take those off to the side. But we do have some etched dice, which is a bonus. Definitely easy to see with the red and green on the black background.
Oh yeah, I like those.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We'll go ahead and see what's underneath. Looks like I have our cards. The game board is just a grid from what I saw on the back of the box. Yeah.
Is it modular?
I think it might be because it looks like there's more than one in there.
Let's move that out of there for a second.
Let me grab that one out of there.
Yep.
Oh, looks like there's a
Divider.
a divider of some kind. That's the DMZ. I don't know which end would go where because this stone looks different from this.
But this... Oh, maybe those meet up in the middle.
They're single-sided.
Because they're...
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah.
Just a wild guess.
That makes more sense. All right.
That works.
That's a very simple board. There's really not a lot of crazy detail on here. I don't think the focus is the board on this. It's just to let you know where the squares are, really.
Yeah.
When you're moving these big dudes around. So these don't require cutting, so... Let's take a look at these big... Oh, these are boards. These aren't cards.
Nice.
So now we have names for our characters. Randar, the Lost Boy, Firebug, which is a female, very nice. Brog, could be anything. Penny.
All right, now what are those things? Are they speakers? They look like speakers in that picture.
Yeah, you kind of do.
Are they double-sided or are they single-sided?
Yeah, they have arena mode on back, and then subwoofer.
Subwoofer. There you go.
They are speakers. Oh man, she subwoofer damages people with low frequency. Nice. Gildry. That dude looks mad. Exile.
I approve of those names.
Yep, those are good names. They did a good job. No dumb names there. Yeah, let's take a look at this rule book while before we move on to the cards, I'll hand those over to you and you can work your magic. So let's see what we got going on here. Those red cylinders are,
sorry about that,
are health markers. Looks like when we get to the punch boards, there's revenge tokens, roasted tokens, and radiation tokens. There's a lot of, these are pretty big type inside the rule book, so I'm guessing it's not a complex rule set. They didn't shrink the text down to, but there's quite a bit of text in these though.
We're multitasking here, can you see?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's fine. We're, like I said in one of our previous videos, we are professionals. We know exactly what we're doing. Not really. No, not really.
Nah.
So it looks like the rules, the winning part is right on page 8. So, and the rules don't start until page 5. So you only have like 4 pages of rules. So it seems like a pretty simple system to follow. You have an FAQ with rules clarifications. Good.
I like that.
Oh, I forgot to mention at the front, we do have our component list, but not a component count. I would prefer to see numbers next to them. Then we have the arena mode, which the board shows set up like you said it should be. He knows that because he's a pro.
Right.
Using large figures in arena mode. All right, definitely not a complex rule set, which can be good and bad. You won't know until you play. But this part of the arena also has some more rules clarifications, a couple pages of them, so that's good. It looks like they've done enough play testing to see what kind of rules questions people had and would pop up during the course of the game.
Look at that.
We got some punch boards. Let me open that front page up so I can say we have our, I like that the revenge tokens are the little dog's face. Oh, those are solid.
Yeah.
No problems there. Get a couple of those out. Here, I'll just punch these and we can put them in front of the camera for people to look at, because it's going to get punched later anyway, because I'll have to get it ready for people to use at the cafe. Let me gather those up for you. Just kind of fling them over there.
Do it.
There we go. Those are a little more interesting to look at than the upgrade coins and victory tokens, which are right here. I mean, of course, they're the same thickness, so there's no need to punch those out and take a look at them.
And the cards are ready.
All right. See what we have going on here. I'm going to move this half of the board up so I have a clean background for the cards to sit on.
Nice.
So we'll see what we have here. Looks like we have weapons. They're not a linen finish, not too big a deal when you're going to sleeve them. These seem to be a pretty good core though. Nice rounded edges too. Means I don't have to go in and clip them. Ah, the Holy Rifle of Old Kansas. If that is not accurate, I don't know what is.
Sounds like a good weapon to have.
Yeah. The rest of these cards look like they're just numbers. So he's going to give you a look at the weapons cards. I'm just scrolling through these. Yeah, these are just numbered, so there's nothing to look at up close really there. Looks like we have 2 player aid cards, and I think that might make sense because I think this is a 2-player game unless you're doing the arena mode. Then you would only need 2. And then you have something to let you know what the upgrades are. Looks like it lets you know what the cost is for things there. I'll take a quick look in the rule book and we'll do the magic cut and editing because I'm just going to take a look real quick. And we're back. I took a quick look through the rule book. I mean, just like a minute scanning through it, trying to read, and it's not real definitive. So it looks like, from what I'm seeing, the way that they have the setup here is we have 2 people playing in the regular game. And then on the box it says up to 7 people can play in arena, but I'm having a difficult time in the arena mode. Tell me if you see anything that stands out, but I don't see anything that tells you, like, you know, each player or a number of players or anything like that. So
I don't see that.
okay, so that's a ding on the rule book, but that was just from a glance. It wasn't actually me going through it and reading and trying to learn how to play. So that gives me a little bit of pause, but other than that, I can't tell you how well the rule book will function. And we'll go ahead and take a look at the Kickstarter exclusives, because it did mention that there is additional players if you have expansions. It looks like, since this is called Chapter 1, that there will be more expansions so you can add more teams. I didn't take a look at the Kickstarter before we started this, so maybe there were more expansions that I could have got, or maybe they're coming in another wave of shipping. I don't know. I should have done some research.
You have too many Kickstarters coming in to research them all anyway. So.
You will get to see plenty of Kickstarter unboxings, because last time I looked for the cafe, I have almost 200 unfulfilled Kickstarters. So.
Good gravy.
Yes, that's what my wife said when we were doing the budget. Except her words were a little different.
A few choice words in there.
Because you've met her, you know how she talks. She doesn't. She's not subtle when it comes to letting you know what she thinks. So we have a couple more miniatures, and it looks like we have Piggy, Celine, and Ghost's Allies, which is what these tokens are here. So you want to take those boards over there. Then we'll hand over the minis to take a look at them. It looks like to me like Celine she's like super metal. I mean, she's throwing up the horns. She's got one just gnarly looking arm too, compared to the other one. And you can see that on her card too over there, that she has that crazy arm. Then we got Piggy, and then my stomach growling.
Wolves.
Yeah, the large size of these really lends to a lot of really cool details that can be put on them that you wouldn't be able to do on a small one, or you wouldn't even notice on a smaller one.
Thing's got some weight.
Yeah, it does. That little box that I just unboxed there with the Kickstarter exclusive does have some heft to it for sure.
Size comparison there. Cool.
Well, thanks for watching the unboxing of Gatefall Chapter 1, Fantasy vs. Post-Apocalyptic. I can't believe I got through that without stumbling over my words. Very nice.
Well done.
Well done, me. Make sure you click the subscribe button if you have not subscribed. Make sure you click that bell too, because we're going to be trying to put out videos on a regular basis. We're going to aim for 2 releases per week. The exact days are not nailed down yet. Most likely Wednesdays and Sundays. But keep an eye out for those. That's why we want you to click the bell so you know exactly when things are posted. We would really appreciate any comments that you could leave, any questions. Let us know if you want to see a playthrough of the game that we just unboxed. If you want to see a playthrough of anything else that you've seen on the channel, maybe a video that I've already done a playthrough for that you'd like to see, maybe a multiplayer playthrough, because all the other ones so far, for the most part, have been solo games, and those will continue too. We'll be posting solo games on the channel.
Yeah.
Anything you'd like to add?
No, just, I mean, the figures look pretty high quality, and art is pretty cool. I like the art.
Yeah, I do. I hope that the glance I took at the rulebook was just a cursory glance and I missed some stuff.
Most likely.
I'm hoping, because I don't really have too many skirmish type games like this where you're just that's the game, you're fighting against each other. I mean, I have some war games, but this seems more condensed to where you can just jump in and have fun because the rules don't look too complex. So that might be a positive on its side.
Agreed.
So thank you for joining us, and we will see you in our next video.
Happy gaming.